Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Saif's vlog. And he had a really good session this week. And I had someone chime in with, well, why is his bench so low? Even though he's new to benching, you should have raised it higher. And it's like, that's why I make a six-figure income as a coach and you do not. It's that simple. He's new to benching. Just because his technique is so clean doesn't mean that he has experience benching. He just has naturally good movement, learns movements really well. Okay, he's very high kinesthetic IQ. So that being said, any overload on the bench is going to matter. And this week, he got 6 reps with reps in the tank on his 1+ week. So next block, we're going to raise that considerably. Right? He's taking a deload this next week though, because again, he gets fatigued. He has a very physically demanding job, and he is cutting, so he's losing weight right now. So we're going to go ahead and do a deload next week because he is getting, again, some aches and pains and things. And then we're going to increase all these training maxes because everything went up. And what people also need to remember, even though his conventional deadlift looks nice and pretty, he is mostly done sumo. I only recently put him over to conventional because I want him to get strong at these classic lifts, right? As he has a long history of not benching, of doing sumo deadlift, safety bar squat, which he feels better with his shoulders, so I don't mind that. It'll carry over to a back squat anytime I want to, right? So that's what we're going to do. So his bench day, pretty good. Although, Saif, I don't want you to stare at the camera, man. Keep that head forward on these. But his bench day, we basically do, normal bench. We do 5x10 benching after ramping to a peak set. He does band press downs, and he does pin lay rows. Now, I am working on him to eventually take these straps off for him. But again, I don't think he has a grip strength issues. This is what he's comfortable with. But again, I'd like to see him do these raw. And that's the other thing. Some people said, why do you have him doing these instead of inverted rows? Well, because again, he's got a strong, thick core, right? He's a heavier guy with a thick frame. We're not deadlifting super heavy yet, so I can have him do barbell rows. Also keeping in mind, he is fairly new to conventional deadlifting. So what sort of lifts do you see us doing to bring that up? We're going to do some rows, pin lay rows. We're going to do some RDLs and things like that. We're teaching him to hip hinge better. We're going to teach him to use his back while keeping the posterior chain contracted isometrically. This is all going to carry over to him learning that. And then I'll take him over to inverted rows. And then as he loses body weight later, maybe we'll take him over to chin-ups. But for now, I do the movements that he needs. It's like the whole thing with inverted rows, though. I put a lot of guys on that. But in his case, he is very new to conventional deadlifting. So I feel like the pin lay rows are going to be very effective for now. Yes, we are doing a lot of volume. We are doing a lot of volume on the deadlifts. It's a lot of volume of hip hinging, so it is hard on his low back. But again, here's the difference between some of these skinny kids and a guy like this with a big frame, carrying extra body fat, who's been walking around at a heavier body weight. His core and everything, and hips and everything are stronger and more durable. He's going to have stronger tendons. Okay, we can get away with stuff like that. This is why I tell people programming is very individual, isn't it? Right? I look at all these factors as a coach. So when people say, well, what's a general rule for this? Well, we don't need general rules. These are specific rules. That's why I always say it depends. And, you'll see me do something that I won't do with certain lifters that I'll do with others because it's dependent upon their individual situation. Now, he got 6 reps on his safety bar squat 1+ week. He got 6 reps on his overpress. The only thing we didn't get 6 on was the deadlift, but he got 3. So we still need to increase that. All right, we're going to take everything up. We're going to see bigger numbers this next week. And this guy's going to get real strong real fast, right? Even though we are cutting body fat. Again, just genetic basis for strength. And this is a guy who has done a lot of lifting over the years, quite a bit, but again, high kinesthetic IQ. Now, we're working on these Romanian deadlifts. The footage didn't come through for the second day correctly, but I did tell him, let's get that chest up a little bit because I want to see these lock at the top. We're not fully locking these. Right, so he's getting that stretch at the bottom, but we're not fully locking. I want to see that back come into extension. So that's the only movement I want to see corrected. Everything else is clean. Same thing, his overhead press. Very, very clean. And again, keep in mind, this is a fairly heavy weight. Right? He's knocking out 6 reps with a nice heavy weight here. Notice we're past a plate aside. And I'm happy with that. Then we do the 5x10 back off work. Then I have him do more pin lay rows, and then we do curls. And we got the curl footage and stuff to work this week. But again, notice the way that he moves overall, other than just the RDLs, which we want to clean up. Again, the guy has good movement patterns, and those will be clean in no time also because he learns quickly. Again, this is what we call a high kinesthetic IQ. Also, look at the size of this guy's triceps, because he brought that up too. He's like, I just feel like if I'm weak off anything, it's right off the chest, and I can always lock an overhead press. I'm like, well, you look at the size of your triceps. All right? And all we're doing for him now is just band work because his triceps take the brunt of the load on everything that we do. So we just got to keep building those pecs up, the pecs and the delts. But there we go, some more pin lay rows afterwards. And then we follow it up with some barbell curls. And like I said, just from these workouts, he's already getting a little beat up and sore. So again, this is why we deload. But also keeping in mind, I have him deadlifting for volume. We do RDLs for volume, and then these pin lay rows. It's a lot of work in that area. So then he needs the deload weeks, and that's okay. Again, due to the nature of his work. We get in and make it happen. And I let him do some curls here. All right, you got to let your lifters do curls, especially those who are only rowing, because rows are inferior to the biceps to vertical pulls. Horizontal pulls don't build as much bicep. So, let him come in and do some curls. It'll help his bench, if anything. Bigger arms help you out of the bottom of the bench. And, again, he'll always be able to lock it because of his triceps. Right? He'll always be able to lock it due to triceps. And then we did deadlifts. Right? Deadlifts, he managed to get 3 reps. Of course, his son's going to come over and cheer him on a bit. So we got 3 reps on the deadlift, and we did our 5x10 back off. And then we did some RDLs, which I didn't get. The footage didn't come through correctly. But overall, very, very productive week. We're getting stronger for him. He's going to get stronger, going to lose body fat. We just have to pay attention to recovery, which we are doing. And I'll let you guys finish up after watching this. I'll let you finish up seeing a little bit of the volume deadlifts, and I'm going to wind this one down. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.